How many first round picks would it take to get these players? First name on the list is Dak Prescott. I think a team could get him for 2 first round picks now. Depends on the team and it depends on where the picks are going to be. If there's a really dominant team, once they get Dak, like maybe the Steelers, they might need to give up something more than 2 first round picks, 2 first round picks and George Pickens, which they ended up already trading him. But you get the point. I think Dak would go for 2, mid to late first-round picks. We got Christian McCaffrey. I think at this point in his career, he would just go for 1 first-round pick. Look, he's a running back on the wrong side of 30. He has had some injury issues. And 1 first-round pick is even pushing it a little bit. I mean, it's a running back. He's valuable, but if you're trading for him, you better be competing for a Super Bowl. Like the Buffalo Bills, if they traded a first-round pick for him, and we're trying to go all out. If James Cook sits out, I could see it, but I don't know. I think it's a first-round pick is probably fair. Patrick Mahomes, 8+ first-round picks. Look, some of you guys might say I'm crazy. He is going for 8+ first-round picks. Number one, when you trade for him, you're going to be in the playoffs probably 6 or 7 years, possibly all 8 if he stays healthy, but most of those picks are going to be in the 20s. You're not going to get a top 10 pick out of this. So the Chiefs, if they're going to give up Mahomes, the minimum would be 8 first-round picks. And honestly, I think the only way they would trade him is if Mahomes had a falling out with Andy Reid, if something happened, if he demanded a trade. I think if you were calling the Chiefs and there was not a current issue with Mahomes, I think 11 or 12 first-round picks would be the asking price. We got 2 guys on the list. I've got Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. We're going to talk about them together. I believe they would both be worth around 4 first-round picks plus another player. Now, they're both run-first quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson a little bit more so, but they both have taken a good amount of hits. So although they're both under 30, they're more like 32, 33. And once they lose their legs, their style, more so for Jackson, but both of them, they're going to start getting injured more often. They're going to be less dynamic on the ground, and they're very highly paid. I think you could maybe get 6 first-round picks, but most likely I would guess if there's a trade package, it would be something like a top 5 pick plus 3 other first-round picks. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl winning quarterback. I'm going to go 2.5 first-round picks. He's good. But I think most people acknowledge that he is not in that upper echelon of quarterbacks. He is a little limited passing the ball. And I think most people recognize that the Eagles are a juggernaut of a team. And it's just like, he's not bad. And he would be an upgrade on most teams. But if you're trading away multiple first-round picks, more than 2, you probably need someone a little bit better. You might be able to swing 3, but I would probably guess 2.5. Tyreek Hill, 1.5. Now, I know he didn't even get traded for a first-round pick when he got traded to the Dolphins, but it was a different situation. He was demanding out. I think if he agreed to kind of take a long-term pay cut for this new team, whether it be the Chiefs or the Bills, whoever with a good quarterback, I think you could maybe snag 2 first-round picks if the team is like, yeah, you're going to play for pretty much for free for us. And he's like, okay, I would bank on probably 1 first-round pick. That's what I would bank on. Brock Purdy, I think 2 is pushing it, but he has been a very good quarterback. He's won a lot of football games, and this year is going to tell a lot. Look, if he can get it done without Debo, with less players overall on the team, This is a big year for him. And if he proves himself, he might end up moving into that 3 first-round picks. Tua, I am not sure why he's on this list. You maybe, if a team is super desperate, if the Pittsburgh Steelers are 4-1 and Rodgers goes down and the Dolphins aren't looking too hot but Tua's playing good, maybe you could snag a first, but I'd probably lean towards you're getting a second-round pick out of him if you're getting anything. Jordan Love, I think he's 3 first-round pick territory. I think that's pretty fair for him. It's weird because I think Hurts is a better quarterback. I believe teams would probably be more willing to trade for Love. he's not even really younger, but he's taken less hits. He's got more potential passing wise, I would say, although they're in the same ballpark. I believe you could probably get 3 firsts for him. Another guy who I don't believe is better than Jalen Hurts, I just think would get more you could get more first round picks out of him. Justin Herbert. I think he's dynamic, huge arm, he's got legs, and if the Chargers were looking to, maybe for some reason Harbaugh wants J.J. McCarthy and they're looking to move off of Herbert, I think a quarterback needy team would probably give up 3 for Love or Herbert. We got the duo, Ja'Marr Chase, Justin Jefferson. They are in the same boat. I think they would both net 2 first-round picks. More than 2 first-round picks for a non-quarterback is unless they're on a rookie deal and they're already excellent, maybe then, and you get 3 or 4 more years out of them. But both of these guys are great. They're paid like they're great, and you would need a special wide receiver to get more than 2 first-round picks. Saquon Barkley, he is the best running back in the NFL. The issue is he is a running back, and although he is valuable, how many teams are going to give up 2 first-round picks for him? I find it unlikely. How many teams does he push over the hump? Maybe the Bills, maybe the Chiefs. Other than that, the amount of teams that'd be willing to trade for him that are that close, that just need one more guy. The Bengals maybe as well. That would hurt their cap, though. So there's really only 2 or 3 teams that are willing to trade for him. I think you get a first-round pick. You'd maybe get a first from the Bengals, a Chase Brown, and a third-round pick, something like that for him. Jaden Daniels. Look, I know he's only played 1 season. You get 4 years relatively free. That is big. Is he better than Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson? Not really. He's on their level, I would say, at least off of 1 year. The thing is, though, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, when you trade for them, you have no draft picks in the first round, and you've got no money. Jaden Daniels, you're still not going to have any draft picks once you trade for him, but you still have money to build around him. He is uber valuable. You could argue, and I wouldn't agree with this, but you could argue he's more valuable than Patrick Mahomes due to his contract situation and his age and how dynamic he's been early. I've got Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors at 2.5. Look, these guys are studs. 4 more years under contract for cheap. Very young. Malik Neighbors is a dog. Him and Brian Thomas are amazing. And both played with below-average quarterbacks. And I think it'd be tough. It'd be tough to get either of these guys off their teams. If the Jags or Giants decide to blow it up, I think they'd be asking for probably 3 first-round picks, and they might get it. I'm gonna go Surtain at 2.5 first-round picks as well. Probably the best defender in the NFL that's not a pass rusher. I think he is legit. And I don't have a picture of these guys, but I would have T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett also at 2.5. I think getting 3 first-round picks for guys that are already under contract, a heavy contract, is tough. But 2 first-round picks and a second, another good player. I think for Surtain, T.J. Watt, and Myles Garrett, I think most teams would do that. Brock Bowers, probably the best tight end in the NFL, or at least one of them, and he's very young, under rookie contract. The issue is he's a tight end, and although he's great, is he really doing that much for you? Is he going to push you over the top? If you're going to give up 2 first-round picks, is he that final piece? On most teams, maybe the Bengals, he'd really move them to another notch. I guess the Eagles, they've got good tight. I just don't know where he would go. A team that's willing to give something up like that. Joe Burrow, I'm gonna put him in 4. I think he's in the same camp as Allen and Jackson. They're all heavily paid. They're all top 4 quarterbacks, top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. And I think to get these guys off their teams, the asking price would probably be 5 or 6. And depending on how many teams are looking for that is where they would go. Kyler Murray, I'm going to have him at 2 first-round picks. He's dynamic, and for certain teams that have trouble signing quarterbacks or just can't draft one, I think I could see a team thinking that they could build around him and giving up 2 first-round picks and just seeing how things go. Baker Mayfield, kind of same situation. Not as big of a range of outcomes for Baker. Baker's that quintessential 11th best quarterback in the NFL. Kyler Murray could be the best or the worst. I think Baker, though, you could probably net 2 first-round picks. Maybe you wouldn't, but I think there'd be a team that'd be like, yeah, we'll give you 2 firsts for Baker. Last guy on the list is going to be C.J. Stroud. I'm going to go for 4 first-round picks as well. He's not as good as those 3 guys, but he's on a rookie contract, so you get 2 more years of actually, it's 3. You get 3 more years of cheap play, and that's big. That's the reason why Daniels is at 8+. But I think Daniels is a little bit better, and he's also got an additional year, and I think he's more dynamic as well.